This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We're in London. We've just had the press conference for Adamant versus Sergey Lipnitz, but very excited to see up on the top table your young fighter, Lucas Roehrig, George Groves. Before we start, Happy New Year. You have a good Christmas?
Yeah, lovely Christmas, great Christmas. Been in the gym. I'm not doing as much work as my fighter Lucas Roehrig, but I'm in the gym with him and I'm pad working. So no, it's been great, been great. Just before Christmas, I was fortunate enough to get out to the big card in Saudi. Got to sit ringside and watch, Oleksandr Usyk retain his titles against Tyson Fury. So brilliant trip. And Lucas came with me, my fighter, and he did some rounds with Jal Pataya. So it was a double bang for our buck in terms of an away trip. So yeah, been great. Christmas, great. How about you?
Very well, thank you, George. Very good, but good to be back into the boxing landscape. Just spoke to Lucas. Very impressed, said off camera, he can certainly talk. But can he box? Can he do it in the ring, George?
Yeah, he certainly can do that as well, yeah. I mean, if you think his talk is good, wait till you see his boxing. Yeah. So he's 1-0 now as a pro. He's from my amateur boxing gym, for those who don't know. So my amateur boxing club was the Del Youth ABC. Loads of great fighters have been through there, and he is the latest one who certainly will get to the top and become a world champion. I've got to know him over the past few years. I go down on Sunday morning. I like to coach, try and give a bit back, and always said to the lads, anyone who wants to turn pro, if I can make an introduction, if I can, help with a contact, even just big you up on an interview or whatnot, any advice, you come to me. But with no intentions of actually training or managing any of them. But when Lucas came along and decided his time was to turn pro, he was too good to pass up. So we both came together. He wants to turn pro. I was like, right, I want to manage you. And to be honest, I don't trust anyone else to train you either. Let me get in the ring and let's do this together. So yeah, since then, that's 10 months now. So I'm not that ex-fighter who attaches his name to something and pretends to be invested and that. No, we are fully invested. He had his debut in December, close to his home where he's from in Harrow, and really impressive debut for him. And that sort of give us the opportunity now to fight on this next card on February 1st, Adam Zeeb's card on Sky Sports with Boxer. We're very thankful to those guys for including us in their plans, and we look forward to making another big statement the next time he's out.
When you first announced your retirement in the weeks and months that preceded it, did you ever envision yourself getting your manager's license, getting your trainer's license, and actually staying in boxing as prominently as you will be doing now? Because there's no getting away from it with Lucas.
No, exactly that. So, after I retired from boxing, I was like, right, I've had enough of boxing. Let's do something else. You realise actually all my unique skills are within boxing. So for the best part of 5-6 years now, I've been a TV pundit, a commentator, and the likes, podcaster from
for all of our jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, trying my best to be busy, and but you always think, well, at some point in my life, I might become a trainer. I love coaching at my amateur club, but that's just volunteering, trying to give a bit back. This, for me, is the perfect chance to work with a fighter who I know, who I believe in, who can go to the very top, who I have a pre-existing relationship with, who I can sink my teeth in to some degree and become invested in. Because it is a full-time job, as you say. There's a change up from your family life at home, from your life in general. So people think that I do just sit around and play golf and do that. No, very busy, very busy. But I put a lot of other commitments aside so that I can dedicate myself to being in the gym with Lucas Roehrig. We've been in the gym, as I say, best part of 10 months now, and I'm very excited, very excited. The improvements he's made in this short space of time is incredible. I genuinely believe that he is a supreme talent who's destined for the very, very top. He has, he's not just like got the genetics. He's not just a great athlete. He's also teachable. He's intelligent enough for me to impart, hopefully, what is wisdom on him, and him to absorb it and change and adjust, as well as he has the mindset that you'd want in any fighter. That do or die, that leave no stone unturned, to heavily invest in himself for the future. And I think there's an aura around him. I'm trying to create that aura, but anyone who was there for his debut would have felt it after his debut. It turned heads. It was a statement. So he's one to get behind.
Whilst kind of we know from yourself talking about him, he's got the talent there. With your name attached to him, opportunities will inevitably come. But I asked him there, with those opportunities, pressure will come as well. Like, he's up on the top table on your second pro fight. He's been on TalkSport, but he seems to be handling this pressure really well, and that's got to be important for you to see and monitor, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you want to expose fighters to it sometimes as soon as possible. And this is the first time we've done a press conference for a fight, and he sat on the top table. And sure, like, former world champion is his trainer manager, sort of new on the scene, will help you jump the queue a bit, but also he's got to toe the line himself. He's got to be able to talk, he's got to be able to tell a story, he's got to be able to take people on the journey. And he knows that, and he will do. And whether it be the experience of being here today, doing interviews, talking about himself, whether it be the experience of sparring, world champions, travelling, being around big fights. So, he paid for his own flight to go to Saudi last week because Jail Pattaya asked for sparring. Like, I was like, mate, we've got a bit of sponsorship money in. He's sponsored by Rockstar Games, believe it or not.
I saw that on his jumper, actually. I thought that. Yeah.
Anyone heard of Rockstar Games? They sponsor Lucas Roehrig. They are very excited about Lucas Roehrig. So, with that, it's given the opportunity to travel to Saudi, to Riyadh, and spar the number one, or definitely in many people's eyes, the number one cruiserweight in the world. Goes out there, gets 6 rounds in with him, and then they adopt us for the week. Like, we're quad biking, dune biking with him, and then they're meeting up the next day for a circuit. So, as we speak now, an hour ago or 2 hours ago, Oppenheimer retained his title. So I haven't seen the fight, but it was another demolition job, another great performance by all accounts. So, yeah, it's my job to create these opportunities for him right now, but it's his job. If I open the door, he's got to step through it, and step through it with his, his chest high, and enjoy it and lap it up, which is what he's doing.
2 more quick ones away from Lucas, if you don't mind, George. You were out in Saudi. Just what did you make of that main event? Have you rewatched it back? How did you score it on the night? And yeah, what was that fight like?
I haven't rewatched it back. On the night I was working for the BBC, and I gave it to Usyk. I thought Usyk won by 2, but I did have 2 10-10 rounds. Some of them rounds were really tight, and it's what do you like, So if them 10-10 rounds have gone to Usyk, then I agree with the judges' scorecards. If they had gone the other way, then maybe it would have been closer. If I watched it back, maybe I'd see it totally differently. Obviously, I'm watching it live and not swayed by someone else's voice who's narrating over the fight, apart from Big Rod next to me, who I've got Big Rod's. He's calling the action as he sees it. I thought a lot of the punches that Fury threw, Usyk was evading, catching, missing, and even though I don't think he threw as many, I thought his shots were landing more. I thought that's what was getting him the rounds. But I thought it would have been a clearer win for Usyk than the first fight. But if anything, it did feel a little closer. I know the first fight was a split, and if you listen to Frank Warren and everything else, they'll say that, it could have gone to Fury, but I thought Usyk won the first fight clearer than maybe he won the second fight. But that's, again, just I haven't reviewed it or watched it back. Great fight. Usyk is, I'm a fanboy of Usyk. I have been since he sort of cleaned up the cruiserweight division in the World Super Series all them years ago. The fact that he can beat guys who are so much bigger than him shows you that he's a real pound-for-pound champion. But credit to Tyson Fury to come back after his first loss, to look like he come out of shape, but still give a great account of himself. That is cottoned on, hasn't it? It's nailed on, I think, for Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. I'm in. I'm up for it. I'd like to see the fight. And I think it's battle of legacy. I hate that word legacy when I was fighting, but now when I think about it, the best heavyweight of this era is Oleksandr Usyk, but the best British heavyweight of this era could still be up for debate. The only way to really settle it is for those guys to box each other. If it's closer, do it again. We get a load of load of entertainment out of it. I like to see it happen.
Last one, apart from that fight and see Joshua Tyson Fury, one fight you'd like to see in 2025?
Yeah, 2025. Don't know. I do not know. You got like Canelo, sort of. Who do we want to see Canelo in with next? You know, I'm not a big fan of like guys moving up and jumping down. So like the idea of Usyk fighting Better Biev, someone said. I was like, really? I think I'm not sure. And the smaller guys, I know the big names, but I don't know who, what, where. Hamza Shiraz, he's got his big world title fight. I'd like to see him in some big fights this year. I really rate him. Adam Azim, who's obviously headlining this card, I'd like to see him in a couple more big breakout fights this year. Well, off the top of my head, I've probably got to do a podcast about it later. I cannot think about anyone. Do you want to give me some suggestions?
Well, at one point last year, I thought we was going to see you and DeGale again.
Oh, me and DeGale, yeah. DeGale's in the gym. He's been sparring, but I mean, he's like.
That was mad, that podcast last year, by the way, you and DeGale. I never thought I'd see that.
Yeah, neither did I, to be honest. But good on James. He came on and we had a little chat, and we see where it's about. And obviously, my rivalry with Roach has sort of had its 10-year finish now, cool down period. But I think James got itchy knuckles. Apparently, he's been in the gym. He's been sparring. He's probably thinking about getting another fight on. My time is pretty much occupied elsewhere. I'm still trying to keep the podcast alive. I'm now in the gym every day with Lucas. So, yeah, I ain't got itchy knuckles. But, yeah, maybe it's just Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. That could be a fight that, if it's ever going to happen, surely it's got to happen in 2025.
Excellent, George. Thank you very much for being to IFLTV. We look forward to seeing Lucas on the 1st of Feb. Get your tickets or watch on Sky Sports. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it, George. Cheers.